welcome to our webinar. I'm going to wait another minute just for people to trickle in. Let me know if you can hear and see me in the chat box. Good morning, Jen. Welcome. Perfect. Cam, yes, good morning, Karen. Lisa, good morning. We can hear you and see you. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sherry. Jordan, everybody's coming in, trickling in. We do have quite a good attendance today, which is great because I know there was a couple. Morning, Lisa. Thanks, Lisa. Hi, Terry. Got some of my trainers on here as well, which is really nice. Sorry, it's going by really quick because we've got a lot of people on today. So I know a lot were requesting to do another brow lamination webinar. So I thought, why not do one for like the summer season now, and what great services is to have it accessible for your clients. Good morning. Good morning, Carmen. Okay, perfect. Where's everybody from? If you want to throw in, if there's anybody new here, throw in some areas that you're from. Some of you I know, so I know where you're from. Elmira, SoCal, North Bay, Sacramento, California. Hi, Alana. Another one of my trainers from Quebec, Florida. Oh my gosh, you're going by so fast. Prince George, Madras, Oregon, at the Opal Day Spa, Chilliwack, BC, Toronto, where I'm from. Calgary. Oh, they're going by too fast. Vaughn, that's not bad. Hey, Anna. Pittsburgh, Brampton, Kitchener. All over the place. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad that you're able to be on today. And officially from Czech, welcome, Matthew from Czech Republic, but in Vancouver. Vancouver is really beautiful as well. So welcome. Fiona, good afternoon. And from Toronto, Hawaii, one place I haven't been and would love to go. Miami, welcome, Danya. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Wow. Yeah, we have a lot more trickling in, but we should start beginning with our webinar because we also will have a wonderful live demonstration today as well so that we can do this step by step. Botswana, Shamima, welcome. I have a friend in Botswana. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. So we're going to get right into the presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat box, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Before I begin, let me just pop on the presentation. There we go. How can I enlarge my screen? You should have a little box with an arrow in it that when you click it, it helps you to enlarge the screen. On your right hand, well, I'm on a desktop, so that's on my right hand corner, but I can try to make the presentation a little bit bigger. Oops, I just lost myself. Oh, I'm losing myself now. I can't see. Oh, yeah, that's the biggest it can go. Hi, Janet. Hi, Raquel. That's the biggest it can go on my end, but when I do the demonstration, I will enlarge the screen bigger. Like my camera will go away. Like you won't see me. Oh, you got it? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I'll do a little bit of introduction. Actually, I'm going to ask a little bit of a survey. Who is it their first time being on a Refactor webinar with myself? If you want to put a hands up or a little emoji or say I or whatever, I'd like to know. Okay. Oh, there's quite a few. First time, Samantha. Okay, so there is quite a few people, so welcome. The rest of you that have done these webinars with me can give them a warm greeting and share our love for Refactor in the comments with them. So this is really nice that we have a lot of new people. So that's why it's beneficial to be doing these webinars, because we have newcomers, we have people who change their field or people who want to start doing brow services. So it's really great that we've got a bunch of new people. Now, my other question will be, how many of you have or are already using Refactor in your services? And we got Renee, our sales rep from Florida, on as well. Using. I know this one's going to go a lot. There's going to be a lot of yes. I know for sure. Used Tint in the past. Nice. So there's a lot of you who've started the system with tinting and maybe now may be on the webinar to expand with Refactor and start using the lifts, the brow laminations, the curls, and so forth. So welcome you as well to expanding in the Refactor family. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Najam, Pinky, first time. Good. Or yes to Pinky. She's used Refactor. Okay, so let me do a little brief introduction about myself. For you who don't know, it might be your first time. That is your first time on this webinar. I am Chrissy. I'm the lead Refactor trainer for North America. So you'll see me doing these webinars for you guys. Potentially, you might even see me at a trade show that you might be local to your area. I do those as well. And I educate, I teach trainers, I teach professionals to become trainers and so forth. Refactor is my passion, and I want to share that with the rest of you. Okay. Hi, Lynn. I'm glad you're on. Thanks, Lynn. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is summer ready brows. Yes, we already are in the summer season. Summer began a while ago, sadly, and I feel like it's going by really fast, but we still have those nice hot days, those summer seasons, and how can we get the summer weather, summer days at the pool, summer days, summer sports and so forth, cottages and so forth. How can we have our customers brow ready with less maintenance? Because who wants to be spending, I guess when you're on vacation or you're just there to chill and relax, who wants to spend time putting on brows and lashes, right? So for today, we're going to talk about brow lamination and also pairing it with a tint. It is the best summer makeover you can do that has less maintenance for your customers. Okay, so let's start off with a little bit about Refactor because we do have some new ones here. It's very important to explain about the manufacturer. Okay, so Refactor, the manufacturer for Refactor is GW, and they are in Austria. So it is a European brand. They have been around since 1930. So, over 90 years, this company has been around. It's established itself in the market as the market leader in lashes and brows, or the world leader, because they are in about 65 countries. So, and it's growing because of how well known it is and because of their millions of applications by professionals, and the quality and the durability and the lasting of these services makes a whole of who Refactor is. And the great thing about choosing a brand like Refactor is that you'll have this educational support from the manufacturer, but as well from us as a master distributorship, and then for myself as well individually as a lead trainer to help you troubleshoot and so forth. So you will have that support from us. You'll have these webinars. Please check out our great website that has a bunch of files for you to have to be able to work along with Refactor and refresh yourself. So this is a great company. You've come for those new ones to come and bring into your business. Okay. So let's talk about what this trend is for the summer. Well, the trend is low maintenance brows for the summer. So we know when the summer season comes, we do try to opt for less, right? We don't want to be doing so much in our routine or doing heavily stuff to the routine, especially when you got humidity weather and so forth. But we still want to look good. Right? We want to look presentable while we are connecting with the sun energy, because the sun does tend to tire us out. I know when I go to the beach. Oh, welcome, Jenna from Chile. Welcome. Caught my eye. Thank you. When I go to the beach and I spend a good amount of time there because I do love the water, I do come back a little bit exhausted looking from the sun. So having my lashes tinted, lifted, my brows laminated and tinted, it gives me that freshness even when I'm at the beach and I don't really have to wear any makeup. Okay. The service is brow lamination and tint. With the brow lamination and tinting service, you will be able to give your customers the brows that will complete their summer look. Once again, with low maintenance. As well, they can avoid having to fill in their brows to add thickness. Majority of people who do tend to try to fill their brows in with makeup is to, get rid of those little bit of a sparseness or add some of that fullness. So when you do a brow lamination, you do add fullness. And then when you tint, you add that more depth into the brow. Now, with our launch of Intense Browns, I'm sure many of you might have seen our live webinar in Cosmoprof or heard the buzz about Intense Browns. You will now have something that even stains the skin. So you have that durability or that long wear if you're spending a lot of time at the beach. Okay. Brow lamination and tint will be perfect for those days lounging at the pool or playing summer sports, or as I mentioned, being at the beach. Okay. Let's look at these 3 summer looks. Now, they're not just summer looks. You have them for the fall as well, for all year round, but they are fun summer looks. Some of them, you can make them a little bit more dramatic for the summer. For example, if you want to do like the soapy brow, you've got that nice wild look while you're at the beach. As you can see, all the hairs are spruced upwards, right? So they're positioned or redirected upwards, so you're getting that more funk in the brow, right? And then you have your laminated brows, which was the one that you see 90% of the time. You will see it on social media and so forth. It is that pressed down look where it either, needs glue, or you have the plastic film to hold it down and give it that pressed look to the brow bone. And each hair is separated, but it rounds to the shape of your brow bone, and then it's pressed flat. Okay, and there's a sheen to it as well. So that's your laminated brows. Now, soap brows and laminated brows both have I would say, a little bit of a more defined look, like a little bit more of a fun look, or a little bit of extreme look. So it might not be for everybody. So what I have found for my customers is the fluffy feathery brow has been that in between. If I have a customer that says they don't want to do the laminated, or they don't want to do the soap brow, I do have the option of doing the fluffy feathery. Once again, it's you as a professional who is going to be able to redirect the hair in the position that the customer wanted the hair to go, and then you set it with the neutralizer, right? So the fluffy feathery brow, as you can see in the third picture, it does have where the brows stick upwards, right? So you do get that soap look where they go up. But as soon as you start reaching the arch to the tail end, you get that more flattened down look. But we don't use a plastic film in this one. We just direct the hair up and then round it aside, because you can still see in that last image, the hair is fluffy still, okay? And so you can tell that the middle one has that pressed down look because of the plastic film. The 2 outer images have the more fluff look, so no plastic film has to be used. Now, in a lot of my webinars, when we first started to bring out brow lamination, the manufacturer didn't suggest using the glue that comes in the lash lift kit. Because if you remember, when the lash lift kit came out, we were using, I'll open up the kit here to see, but when the lash lift kit came out, you were able to do lashes and brows with the same kit, but not everybody does lashes. So they came out with this kit, as you can see in this picture, of the brow lamination. They did not put any glue into it because they figured that less product you have to get for this service, less steps you have to do. You don't really need the glue. If you have the plastic film, you can use the glue. But sometimes if you're working with more tedious or more stubborn hairs, the glue can come in handy. So we now have proper, we will be uploading them on our, on our website. We do have videos for tips and tricks when using the glue for lashes, but when using the glue for brows. So you can now use the glue, but being mindful that little is better than a lot. The more you use glue, the more barrier it becomes, the less effective the solutions will be able to penetrate into the hair because you got that glue. And remember, our times are shorter. They're 6 and 4 minutes. So you need nothing to block it too much, okay? Does that mean we cannot use a lash lift glue for the brow lamination? Sorry, you missed that part. No, Amal, you can use the glue now. Before, the manufacturer didn't really suggest it. It was, an extra product you didn't really have to buy. You had the plastic film that could help you hold down those unruly brows. But they did testings and they found that you can use the glue now, but you have to use the lash lift glue. We only have one glue for both lash lift and lash curl system, but that same glue you can use for your brows as well. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. So we do have new faster times, because when the lash lift came out, it was 8 and 5 minutes, and now we have 6 and 4 minutes, which is great. We don't really have to rush our customer. We can give them a nice little massage at the end, prep them well at the beginning, and let them remind them again from your previous consultation, because your consultation should be done 48 hours ahead, but remind them, this is what we decided we're going to do. This is the color we're going to use. This is the shape we're going to do. So you don't really have to rush them in and out just because the minutes are 6 and 4. Okay. You do get your 2 brushes, your 2 bowls, your 2 sets of solutions. You should be able to do between 12 to 15 brow laminations. it's a little bit less than it's less than lash lift because your brows are much thicker. You have more denser, more hairs to work with. So we say between 12 to 15 services. Close your tubes. That way you don't have to squeeze out the first portion and toss it away because it's been oxidized. That way you can make good use of the applications. Okay. Excuse me. Here is the solutions. Once again, I like putting it into the presentations because it's very important to know what kind of ingredients you're working with. So you are working with ingredients such as keratin and cysteine. And that during your service, you're going to be having a nourishing lift. So it's not just a service, but it's a treatment together to help to, not to process negatively the hair or so forth, not to dry it out and make it brittle. It's being there to hydrate, moisturize. At the same time, your keratin, which is your protein structure, it's helping with the hair growth. It's adding that extra keratin to it, because we already have that protein in our body structure. You're adding that as well. Then you're adding the amino acids, which is a cysteine. So you're having that hydration as well and that moisturization during your whole service. So your brows, it only says lashes here, but your brows and your lashes will be conditioned and protected throughout the whole service. Okay. The eye care pad. So you see that they put that in the kit. Why? Because this is a great way to add value, to enhance your blush and brow services and give your customer a nice eye treatment. Okay. Who's going to say no to a treatment? And especially with these pads that actually do make the skin really smooth. I've used it at demos I use it at demos at trade shows or in classes at trade shows. And right away when we lifted it up, the model saw the smoothness in their skin. So it's got hyaluron, vitamin E, aloe vera. So it's going to help with puffiness. It's going to help with fine lines. You might have to add $5 to $8 into your service fee because they are a little bit pricey because of what they can do. But you add that to your service fee, and you might even call it a advance, like brow or brow lamination, where they get an eye treatment. Okay. And you just place them on right at the beginning. If it's a warm day outside, put them in the fridge for 10 minutes, take them out. That cooling effect feels fabulous. Okay. Are the tubes smaller size now? I remember them being bigger and could do 30 services. That's because MJ is for your lash lift. They're the same tubes. The tubes have not changed. Lashes, you can do about 30 because lashes are a little bit more thinner. Brows are more dense. They suck in the solution. So you tend to use a lot more. But if you don't have very big, especially if you're using male, I do it on male clientele as well. So my solutions run out faster than when I do lashes. So it's the same tubes. Okay. And then your aftercare, you should, as a professional, at the end of all your services, whether you're doing lash lifts, lash curls, tinting, bleaching, anything Refactor style, end it with your styling gel. Okay, this is going to hydrate, it's going to moisturize, but it's also going to bind the color of the tint that you did as well, because it's got the deep panthenol. So it's binding color and helping it last longer. If you have a customer that the tint doesn't last that long for them, then you should be selling this in the service fee. This is how I teach. Every first time clientele that you get in, include this in the service fee. So if it's about a $40 retail value, include it to your, say, $60 brow lamination service. Then at the first initial time they come, appointment, they pay $100, and then after in 6 weeks they start paying back again $60 for just a brow lam, because that product can last them, depending on how they use it, 3 to 6 months. I use it daily, morning and night, so in 3 months I've got to replenish it again. Okay. And also, as you can see, I put the little sun there. It's a great product to, even if you're like me and you love to be at the beach, a lot of times you can use it as a sunscreen to protect your lashes as well and your brows from the sun. Okay. So there's your before and after. As you can see, fuller brows. With the tinting, you were able to cover as well more areas that were less dense. The brow lamination will elongate, will make the hairs relax and longer, and they can cover minor gaps. But if the client had a lot of gapping going on, a tinting afterwards as well can help cover that. And then with our intense browns, because it's staining the skin, you can have a full even coverage that lasts up to 10 days, okay, on the skin. Let's look quickly at the profilability. So if you were to be doing a brow lamination and all these profitabilities, we have them on our website that you can download and have it for your reference. So if your takes you, now brow lamination doesn't usually take 20 minutes if you're going to do shaping afterwards. So say, for example, you've put in 30 to 40 minutes because you're doing the shaping afterwards, depending on how much you have to shape. If it's about $70, you're going to charge for the service. You can achieve about 15 applications. Down here, revenue, when you take your 70 times 15, you can get back in revenue $1,050 out of one brow lamination kit. That in Canada, if it costs you $129, and then I think I have as well for the US, if it costs you $119, you can do $900 in revenue. So great profitability, easy add-on services. You could add them to any other of your services, facials. If you're hairstylist, during the processing time, they can be doing the brows, and your profitability is great. For expenses, for example, if I'm looking at the cost per application in the US side, the minimum you'll be paying, like putting it towards each application of what the cost would be, it would be $8.20. Your supplies are very little. It's just cotton, Q-tip, and water, right? So you're able to get additional profit with little effort, increase customer satisfaction, and customer loyalty. So these files, you can get them on, I've got both the Canadian and the US, so you can download them and see for all the services from Refactor, so what your profitability would be. Okay, they even have one that's brow lamination and tint. Small question. At the first page, it was written 10 minutes total. Why is it written total of 20 minutes here? Does this count? Okay, 10 minutes when we wrote here is the solutions. So 6 and 4 minutes. So it just takes you just 10 minutes just for the solutions. But when you have to factor in prepping with your makeup remover, saline, letting the hair dry, brushing the dry, then doing the solution, then removing, then letting it dry, then putting the next step solution, then letting it dry, then putting the tinting, then letting it dry. Like all of that together can take you about 30 minutes. I think 20 minutes is still a little too fast because so the complete service from A to Z, from beginning to end, can take you about 30 minutes. The actual solution times are only 10 minutes. So hopefully that makes sense. What we found out too is that you should allow some drying time between the services. So for example, between the steps. When you do the lash perm and it's on there for 6 minutes, take it off and then let it dry a little bit. 2 to 4 minutes, let it dry before you go to the next step. We found that the drying times, actually, even with lash lifts, and you'll notice with the intense brown system, these drying times help the service to be better lasting and the results to be even all the time. Okay, because some people might find inconsistency in their results, and that can be because the hairs are still pretty wet. Okay, so I just wanted to show that little this little tip. But Amal, is that okay? Did it answer your question? And the line and shine, very, very important. If you had somebody that came in to do perfect, thank you, Amal. Somebody came in to do a brow lamination, but they didn't really want to get tinting done. They just don't want to. They either worry that they don't want to do two processings as together, but with Refactor, so it's fine to do both at the same seating, or they're just really scared about the intensity. Tell them the brow pencils. Show them the brow pencils. This is a nice way. And also for somebody who did a brow lamination and tint, but 4 weeks into it, they start to lose the color and they need to fill in little areas. These brow pencils are amazing. I do have them on my brows. I do tend to get 2 colors and do an ombre look. They are very nice. The tip where they do feather-like applications so that you can do strokes of hair. They last long lasting. I can go from the morning till night before I wash my face, go to the gym, take my dogs out for a walk, and it's still crisp. Okay. And I do have a beautiful highlighter as well. Sometimes what I like to do after I'm done a brow lamination, I take the little highlighter, even the pencil, if there's little areas I need to touch up, and I take the little highlighter and I put it underneath the arch of the brow and maybe a little bit on their little Cupid's bow, just give them a little freshness when they leave and highlight those areas. Katrina, there are 2 files. One is this one here is Canadian and the second one was US. But when you go to on the website, you can download the one that you want, if it's Canadian or US pricing. Okay, you're welcome. So, well, we have been ready for summer since June, but you know, we still got August. So are you ready to give your customers those summer brows still? Is a highlighter great for all complexions? Actually, yes. We've had different types of complexions tested out. It's so soft that even on a darker skin, it will give that nice little glow. A lighter skin, a paler skin. Yeah, we saw that it was very versatile. Yeah. Southwest Ontario, Brenda. Southwest. Would that be close to Windsor, maybe? Because they might have it. Are you close to London? Are you what areas? Let me know. And then we can for sure get those distributors to bring it in. Oh, Sarnia. Ooh. I will have to check. Let me show you. Let me show the slide at the end that has my email, and you can email me, and I'll have to check and see because I'm not quite sure who we have. I don't even know if we have anybody in Sarnia, and I'll have to see who's around that area that has it for you. Okay. More educational opportunities. So as I mentioned, we launched a couple of weeks ago the. Oh, thank you, Brenda. So Central Beauty has. Do they have the brow pencils? If they do, Central Beauty is a good one, or Windsor Beauty. Oh, they don't. Oh, they don't have it. Okay, so we'll have to reach out to them. So as you know, we've launched our FDA compliant tinting system. It's a big thing for the US, and Pintu, first time from California. Okay, so it's a big deal, and especially in California where these services were banned. Now they're able to do a tinting service that's FDA compliant. Now we knew it was going to be big in the US and also in Canada. As soon as Canada saw this launch, they're like going crazy for it as well. This product is great for staining skin. As you know, our original tints do not stain the skin. After 1 day, it's gone. So this one you will be able to have it for 10 days staining. So it's great even for now for the summer season, for being at the pool and so forth, and avoiding having to fill in your brows every day after a brow lamination. Yes, you can do this service together, the brow lamination, but I'm not going to tell you anymore. You should be registering for this webinar so that you can learn a lot more about it and be excited to bring it into your salon or spa, whether you're in Canada or the US. And Seasons Villegas, I'm so excited for California. We are too. California, New York, and Texas, like they were the main places that struggled because they couldn't be doing any of these services from Refactor, and they loved it. And now they're able to safely, effectively, and not having to worry, they're able to tint with this system. Okay. I'm using the product from past 3 years. Oh, thank you, Pintu. I'm glad you love it. And expand more in the Refactor because you'll just love it just as much. Can customers use lash growth serums or Latisse after the lash lift or tint? Yep, just wait 24 hours. Same with before getting a brow lamination or a lash lift or something. They should stop using it for 24 hours before they come into the treatment. Okay. Okay, perfect. I think I answered that question. Now, if you'd like to win a brow lamination kit, as you know, we do like to do little contests at the end of our webinars, a little something exciting. You just got to follow the three simple things. Follow us on Instagram. And I'll have another slide to show all our Instagram account, especially for somebody who's new with Refactor. Like us on Facebook, leave a review. If you leave a review, it's an extra bonus for your entry. And then go to any of our latest Refactor posts and like the post and drop a comment, including the hashtag Summer Ready Brows. You got to put the hashtag Summer Ready Brows, otherwise we won't know that you entered the contest. The contest will end August 8th, and I will announce the winner on Instagram. Here are our accounts. Let's see from Anik. Had joined late because of the work. Yep, you'll get a replay, Anik. Don't worry at all. We'll have at the end of this webinar, you'll get the recording. Just make sure, like you'll get an email, a thank you email with a recording. Just make sure you download it. If you don't download and you click and you watch it just from that link, you can't see the whole webinar. You have to click it, open it, download it onto your desktop, and then you can watch the whole thing. Okay, you're welcome, Anik. Thank you for making part of it. Still great to hear your presence. Okay, so stalk us on social media. Follow us on Instagram. So we've got our Refactor North America account, and then we got the Broista, which is my training account. So I do tend to troubleshoot a lot through that and help people. I find through Instagram, I can get to you guys faster. My phone's always with me, whether I'm away, even on vacation. If there's a little emergency, I can answer you guys. Okay. Like us on Facebook, Refactor North America, review us on Facebook. As I mentioned, it's an extra bonus. If you let us know what you liked about the training or anything we have to improve, let us know. Visit our educational website. This website is going to be your savior. If a distributor hasn't been able to maybe assist you well because they don't have the files or they don't have the answers to the question, this website will be your buddy system for Refactor. It will make you love Refactor even more. So join it. Click on our, there's a part where you can register to get the newsletter, because newsletters too will have like stuff that we want to present to you. So fill in your name for that so you can be in our newsletter as well. Okay. And then for any educational assistance, so for example, I think it was Brenda. Was it Brenda? If you need to know a distributor close to you for any of the Refactor products, just message me at education@cbngroup.com and I will find that for you. Okay. So if you didn't, hopefully you got everything, the information here. Now we're ready for a live demonstration. It will be a video showing how to do the whole, nope, I'm doing it right now. It's going to be live and I'll be answering your questions as well. You just got to give me a minute to just rotate the camera because it's positioned differently. I got to put it over the bed. And then if you have any questions, just wait before I can look at the screen, because if there's too many, I won't be able to catch them all. Let me change the camera. So let me turn the camera off. Let me make the screen bigger. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Yeah, we can't do a webinar without a live demonstration, right? We gotta, wow. So for my model, I had a model, but they became sick. So I had to walk around my office and find somebody that can be a model. So we will have our lovely Leslie that will be my model for today. Her brows are a little fair, so it might be a little bit challenging to see it in the camera. I'll do my best to thanks, Leslie. Yeah, I'll do my best to zoom it in. But the transformation will be nice because we'll be able to see brows, and she has like warm hair color, so we'll do the chestnut and get that warmth out as well. Okay, so let me just get that camera on the bed. Thank you guys for your patience, and once again, thank you for joining in. Okay, I'm gonna grab my model to lay in the bed, and then we'll get going with the camera. I got a whole group of people on the screen. This is a big one. It's a big one. There were so many attendees, it shocked me. Thank you. Okay, we're getting Leslie to come down. Let's see. She's switching for the light. Yes, I'm setting up. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm just setting up. I'm going to try and play with the camera now and see.
Sorry, got distracted.
Don't worry. I was like, does she not know it's today?
Take a sit.
Okay. Let's get you. Let's see if.
Am I in the right position?
Oh, you're good. You're good in the position. We just gotta. Oh, this way. My camera's getting loose.
It's gonna fall on my head and give me a
I
concussion.
hope not. That would be bad. Okay. Still can't see? Oh, people can't see still? Or you can't see? Oh, perfect. Okay. You guys can see the model? Okay. There was an app that I had that makes me allow to have the camera higher. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out if I can do an app where I can zoom it better for you guys. So far it looks good, right? You guys can see it. I just wanted to see if, just in case the camera doesn't get knocked. So I'll start doing the prepping and hopefully it will work okay. Okay, so we're gonna prep first with our makeup remover. So for those who are new, will this be recorded even though watching it? Yes, it will. Yes. Yes. And we tend to put it on our website. Okay. Okay. So I will show you guys the Okay, so let me show you the product in the camera. It's going to go a little bit too close to Leslie's face. So that's your, it's a little blurry, your Refactor micellar eye makeup remover. So it's like with the pink covering. Okay. Chrissy said we will be emailed to replay that. Yeah, after your we end this, you're gonna get a thank you email and it's going to have the recording. But you just gotta download it because after a while the recording goes away. But you gotta download it also to be able to watch it. Okay. And on the website, you'll find it under, well, it's not going to be on there yet. It takes about 48 hours for us to put it on the website. So it will be under webinar recordings, under education. Okay, so we're going to prep. Prepping is very, very important. Even if they don't come in with any makeup, do this portion because, you know, we've got the environment, we've got sweat, we got dust that we got to work with. So sometimes they say they removed makeup, but if they put powder, it lands back into the brows. Okay. So do the eye makeup remover. Perfect. And then we're going to follow through with the saline solution. The saline solution is very good to use throughout all your services. Okay. It just helps degrease the area and make sure that there's nothing in the way so that your solutions and everything, even lashes when you're doing the glues, everything works well. And this is what the product looks like. Okay. It's an orange saline solution. Okay. So we prep it again, same way. And then what I will do is I will take a brush. You can use our silicone spoolies that we have, which are really nice and gentle on the skin. And I'm just going to brush them to also dry the hairs because we don't want to put anything wet. We don't want to put anything on the brows if they're still wet. Okay, so we separate them like this. We let them dry. Okay. One more time, please show us. Oh, the saline? Sure. The saline solution is orange like this. So whether you do the lift solutions, sorry, because my camera is a little bit close, it's making it blurry, but whether you're doing a lash lift, a curl, yep, this is, you wipe the lashes with this one as well. Yep, it's for any refactor service that you do. Bleaching the brows, you got to use it to prep. It degreases everything and it gives you a proper canvas. Okay, so I'm going to move this a little bit forward. Maybe that's better. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to start with, now that it's drying, and another nice thing you'll notice with the intense browns that we teach because of the drying times, I purchased one of these little air dryers. So You can accelerate the drying time. Okay. You'll notice you'll need it for your intense browns, but you can accelerate the drying time. Okay. And it looks like a little Dyson. Okay, handheld. Looks big in the camera, but it's not that big. Trust me. Okay. Okay, so now that we have that, let's get the solutions ready. So step number 1 is your Perm Solution. Okay. And the new packaging is peachy pinky like this, the writing. And that's how you know it's a 6 minutes. There's no more timings written on the tube. So that's how you know it's a 6 and 4 minutes. And then the neutralizer, it looks like this. Okay. So 6 minutes, 4 minutes, neutralizer. Okay. So let's take the lash perm and we squeeze a little pea-sized amount into our okay, we squeeze a pea size. As it oxidizes, it starts to get pink. It comes out pinkish, like purplish. But as it starts to oxidize, it gets more and more and more pink. It almost looks like a tint, like purple. Sorry. So make sure that if you squeeze your bottle and it's already dark purple, squeeze that first portion out. Okay. So if you don't have the new packaging, it is the longer types. Yes. If you have the one that has a bread box that's 8 and 5 minutes, it's 8 and 5 minutes. The older ones had the timing on them, but you should be getting the new ones now. Like all distributors should be having the new ones. So just check in with your distributor. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to take my flatten brush. Our brushes come in an angled and a flatten, but I'm going to take my flatten brush. Okay. There's another question. If it is it 6 minutes for all hair types? Okay, usually yes, but if you're working with male clientele or very, very, very unruly brows that are so thick and so wild and they might have some grays in them, you might have to leave it to 8 and 5 minutes. So you can still do the 8 and 5 minutes, but only on those types of brows. You wouldn't want to do it on somebody whose brows are like Leslie's. She won't need that much. I feel her brows might be more flexible. I think Leslie, this is the first time we're doing a brow lamination on you, correct?
Yep.
Oh, so you will feel a little tingling, just to let you know. But it's her first time. But as I'm looking at her brow hairs, they look a little bit more moldable. They're not thick. So now, as I'm placing it, I don't put any protection cream. Yay, Leslie. Question, why are the tubes smaller now? The tubes are the same size as the lash lift. The tubes haven't changed sizes. Maybe you guys are thinking about another brand, but the lash lift
brand.
and there's another brand. The lash lift and the lash curl and the brow lamination, the solutions is the same bottle as the one that I have right here. It might look smaller on the camera, but they're the right size that they've always been. Okay, so I'm not quite sure if maybe our tubes are bigger. Our tubes of tints are bigger. So that's our tints. See, they're huge. They're bigger. So maybe that's what you might be getting mixed up with. Okay, so because I'm not putting any protection cream because I want to brush the brows halfway in, I'm not going to use the plastic wrap on her. Are people comfortable in understanding how to use the plastic wrap, or do you want me to put it on just to show it? I don't mind putting it on to show it. But let me put it on the other side. But because I'm not using protection cream, because I don't want any to go into the hair when I'm brushing it, you need to take a Q-tip and clean whatever rests on the skin. You don't want to leave it prolonged on the skin because it can cause irritation, especially if somebody's really sensitive and they turn red. It's good to wipe it off of the skin. Okay. So I'm going to apply it. I'll show you guys for the new ones the plastic wrap, but because Leslie's brows are like much thinner, I wouldn't have to use it. I know that they will be accommodating.
Thin, sparse.
Thin, sparse. The works. Okay, so I'm cleaning it around the skin where I don't want it, so she doesn't feel, because you do tend to feel a little bit tingling with this.
So far, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh, that's
No.
good, because you look more sensitive, your skin. You are a little bit red, so I thought you might feel. That's
No.
good. Some people feel it, some people don't. What's the purpose of the wrap? Oh, would you like to show it, please? Okay. Okay, please say demo. Okay, yes, everybody wants to see. Let me put the plastic film. The plastic film will help to hold the brows into place. Like for Leslie, I didn't have to use glue. I didn't have to use the plastic wrap because her brows are thinner. But the plastic wrap adds heat. Oh, that's right. It retains heat. Thank you, Anique. So the product will be able to penetrate better. And you use a plastic wrap for people who have stubborn. Like if I had a male clientele or a very thick, unruly brow with gray hair in it, I would use the plastic wrap for step number 1 only to break down the bonds better in the brow so that it can relax better. And then for step number 2, I wouldn't have to use it when I'm shaping because the hairs have been relaxed. So that's what it does. So basically you would just take it, you would put it on. Don't press too hard. Sorry. Yeah, don't press too hard and don't start spreading the solution onto the skin. Just like that, and you leave it on. If you're going to use a plastic wrap, you condense your time from 6 minutes to 5 minutes. Okay, so already I have started her timing. So we only have about another 3 minutes left. So what I do halfway through the timing is I open one side. I'll show it now because there's already a minute and 2 have gone by. But what I would do is I would open the one side. Okay, I still have some solution left in my bowl, but I would take my spoolie. You might see on Instagram or so forth, people, they are always brushing the brows. But sometimes they're using these disposable mascara wands, and the disposable mascara wands, depending, can be a little bit rough. And because solution is sensitive on the skin, if you keep brushing, you're going to keep irritating the skin. So we don't teach that way to brush. I just go once halfway through the timing to see that the hairs are starting to relax. Okay. So just by her arch area here, there is some hairs that are a little bit not relaxing, but the beginning of her brows, the hairs are relaxing. I'm not putting too much pressure, and they're getting nice and long.
I'm relaxed.
You relaxed? That's good that you're relaxed. We always want our customers to be relaxed, or our models to be relaxed. Okay, so that's what I do halfway through the timing. So see, it's hard to tell on the camera because I don't have the other app. I'm using a new laptop that you can see it closely, but her hairs here at the beginning have relaxed nicely. Here she has some stubborn hair. She has a new growth right there, so it's not going to be able to relax no matter what we do. But I'm going to take a little bit more of the solution, put it back to that area that I kind of want a little bit more relaxed, and then you're going to leave it for the remainder of the time. Okay? So this is the reason why we don't keep on brushing it. We just don't want to irritate their skin. Okay? So always be mindful that, there's many systems out there. There's many different ways to do this. But with Refactor, we want to teach you the best way to not compromise the skin, to keep it intact, to not irritate your customer and so forth. So that's why you might not see us teaching certain ways that other like Instagram people are showing. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other side of the brow as well and test it out just to see how it's doing. And our brushes, a silicone spoolie, is so smooth. And I'm not even pressing hard, just so that they can feel no pressure onto their skin. So this side relaxed better. Once again, it's a little hard to tell. And I'm just going to take a little bit, put it back on, clean the skin area because I don't want it to rest. And she has about another like 40 seconds that we can leave it on before we remove. Okay, close it up. So this is how you would use the plastic wrap. Okay. Knowing Leslie that now that I know that her brows relax better, next time she comes in, I wouldn't even remove the plastic wrap and brush them through. I just let it to take through the 5 minutes. Do you use the same waiver for the brows as you do for the lashes? We do have a brow lamination on the website, a brow lamination consent form. So you can use that one when you're doing brow lamination and tinting. Yeah.
I was supposed to sign a form?
You're good. You won't sue us. No joking. Or will you? No. Yeah, the consultation forms are very important, and they should be done 48 hours before. Leslie's funny. She is. She makes the webinars fun.
Consultation forms are very, very, very important because, and you should be doing them 24 hours. Their timer's up. 24 hours ahead of time, 48 hours, sorry, ahead of time, because at the same time you do a patch test too. And patch tests, people, they vary. Some people can react in an hour, some people can react in 24 hours. So it's very important to get them come in 48 hours before their treatment, do a consultation, fill in the consent form, ask some questions about their brows and so forth, and then take down the notes and then do the patch test, send them home. If they don't call you back with an irritation, they're good to come in for their treatment. Okay, so I'm going to remove the plastic wrap.
If I'd done all that, you'd never get this done.
The consent form. You're gonna have all these lists of medications. Okay, so dry. We're gonna remove it. Where can we get the consent form? On the website. On the website at refactoreducation.com. So her hairs are relaxed. Once again, it's a little hard to tell in the camera, but they have relaxed. Now, the other thing that the brow lamination does is that it does lighten the hairs. So it's very important that you do pair it with a tint. Okay.
So are mine invisible now?
Nope. They're still there. They're still there. It just lightens them just a little bit.
They were pretty faint to
to start with. So because her brows are a little bit fair, but I can see they're so nicely relaxed that now she has a little bit more of a definition. Can you kind of tell in the picture that her brows are in the picture in the camera that they're more relaxed and they look longer, as you can tell here. They look longer now because this is her first time, and she has some new growth right in here. Some of them are a little bit not fully relaxed. But you have to let your customer know that as well, that on their first time service, if they're virgin and it's their first time doing it, that they will, it won't be fully the full way that the service should look because it's virgin hair and some of it can be stubborn. The next time they come, because the hair has become accommodated to the solutions, it will be easier the next time and it will take better. Okay, so don't fret, don't feel like you did anything wrong. If it's the first time with virgin hair, that will happen. So I'm removing it with a dry Q-tip. Okay, dry. Letting that dry. And once again, if you have your little fan, you can accelerate the drying. Oh, you can. Does it feel funny? You can accelerate the drying. Okay, and it says so the more they come in, the more it will become accustomed to it. Yeah. What if they don't have a brow lamp for 1 year? Will the hair be virgin again? It might, if it goes back to being a little bit stubborn and thick again, because once again, the solutions relax the hair, right? But if it goes back because it's been a year and it becomes stubborn again, you might have to redo or use a plastic wrap or use the glue to hold them in place so that they relax better. It all depends. Sometimes even medication and stuff like that can change the hair structure too, and the thickness as well. So I'm going to turn your head this way a little bit. So once again, they're nice and relaxed. I'm not quite sure if you can see in the camera, but they are flat down, relaxed. But I'm going to try my best to remove as much as I can. Making sure my Q-tip is nice and dry with no solution. Okay. And then a little drying time. Dry Q-tip. Yeah, thanks, Renee. How much do clients wait to do follow-up? Every 6 weeks. I wouldn't do it any time before that. You will end up, it's too much processing. So every 6 weeks, they come back for their next treatment. That's why it's nice to have in your salon the brow pencils, because in between services, they can be doing the brow pencil. Also, if their brows start to lose the shape, they can, the lifting shape, they can do the styling gel to hold it into place. Okay? So these accessories or these aftercare things, it'd be nice if you as a salon have them accessible. Okay. Yep, that's true, Anik. That can happen with the high cortisol levels. Yep, and stress. It can make the hairs coarser. So you never know if like during that 1 year when they come back, how their hair structure will be. But actually, even when I'm looking into the screen, her brows look much thicker than they were before because they're so relaxed. Are you guys able to see that? Okay, in the screen, I'm looking at my laptop, what you guys are seeing, and I could already tell. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. I can already tell they're like they're pretty thick and relaxed. Okay, well, you know, a little cleanup will be needed in the corner here, in there, but that should be done at the end of your treatment. Okay, waxing or hair removal should be done at the end of your treatment. Okay, yes, Anik, yes, we see it looks great. Thank you. So now we're gonna put the neutralizer. Okay, we allow the drying time, and now we're gonna take the neutralizer, and the neutralizer is like a creamy white. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys in the. Thank you, Donna. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's like a creamy white one, so it doesn't change any texture or anything like that, or color. Okay, then I'm going to grab a brand new brush. Please don't intermix your brushes and your bowls. If you don't have time to clean it, you have 2 sets of each in your kit. If you intermix and use whatever solution was on the brush, you're not going to get great results. They're going to be butting against each other. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's apply the neutralizer. Same. Okay, this is an important thing. I know for Leslie, I know her look. She doesn't want it fluffy. Soapy. Like I'm gonna leave it to how her brow bone is focusing. So almost like a laminated look. Okay, so I'm following her brow bone. Before you put the neutralizer, it's very important that you ask your customer what look do you want, or in your consultation, you know what look they want, because after you've cleansed, the brows are not rest properly, like after you remove step number 1, before you put the neutralizer, you need to brush the hairs where you want them. If you want it soapy, up, 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 up. If you want laminated, separated but rounded. If you want the feathery, up and then rounded. And then you put your neutralizer. Okay? Yep, we're going to tint today. Yes, 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 yes. We're going to do the tint because we want to be able to see the final outcome. And we're going to use graphite. Graphite. Totally not graphite. We're going to use chestnut because our hair has warmth in it. Okay? Sorry, I'm so used to using graphite because I usually have blonde models. Okay. And place it and like follow the hair, okay? Follow how you want the hair to be structured. Don't start rubbing it in because you'll disrupt the hair structure. Okay, so just follow. And this one is much more soothing. The solution. Okay. And if you want to use a plastic wrap, you can with this step as well if you're doing the laminated look. And you place it on top as I did with the step number 1. Okay. I'm not going to use it on Leslie. Once again, her brows are much thinner, so I don't really need to. I know that the neutralizer is going to take. But once again, if you use the plastic wrap, you got to condense the timing in both services. Okay, so instead of 6 and 4, it will be 5 and 3. Okay, how would you price for this? Soapy brush up. Okay, what is the difference between? Oh, there's some questions. What is the difference between? Let me put the timer. I'm going to start the timer. There we go. So what is the difference between the last styles you were said brush up and then round? Oh, okay, so the first one was soapy. So soapy, you're right. I need brush up, right? So up, up, up. From the beginning to the end, the hairs are all up. Because they're relaxed, you can stick them all upwards. So they look like fun and like it's more of a young person,
Sound like
a
it looked
teenager.
like Bert from Sesame Street.
Well, you know who it's like? Carol Delevingne. She has the brows that all stick
Oh.
up, up, up. She got the wild party look going on her brows. But it's not for everybody. The laminated, it's brushed, but it's rounded to go to the same shape as your brow bone. So it's not completely up. It's separated, and then it starts to round, and it's flat down onto the skin to the brow bone. So you would use the plastic wrapper for both steps. The fluffy feathery is just you brush the hairs from the beginning here up, and as soon as you reach to the brow, the arch to the tail end, you brush them down. So it's not too wild for them, but you get best of both worlds. Okay. I start the time after I put both on, and I do tend to have an internal clock in me. But if you you can start the timer after you put the first one, and just know that you got to leave it another extra 30 to 30 seconds, 1 minute on the other brow. So you can start it right after you put the first brow. How would you price for the service? Between $70 to $90 a brow lamination, but without a tint. If you add a tint, you can go up to $125. Some people make it do $150 for everything. Brow lam, lash lift. I'm sorry, brow lam, brow tinting, and a shaping. But also depending on your demographics, right? You're not going to go that high if your demographics can't afford that pricing. So we say between 70 to 90 just for a brow lamination, up to 125 for with a tint, or between 130 to 150 with a shaping. Okay. Can it be done who has microblading? Yes, it can be done somebody who has microblading, as long as they did not freshly have it done, because within that first month period they have to heal as well. And if they're not going back for a touch-up, then you're okay, because it will alter the color. Okay. When do start time? We did that. We answered that. Let me see. Yes. I know you said the most supplier should have the new, but mine always seems to be behind. Katie, who is your distributor? So the new packaging is 6 and 4 and old is 8 and 5. You said yes, Katie. Let me know who your distributor is, because it might be that our sales rep will have to make a visit or make a phone call. And then we can see. Okay, yeah, you can either, if you want to let me know here, or you can email me, whichever. I will try and help you. Okay, we have another 50 seconds left. And then we're going to clean it with a dry Q-tip. There's also these tools. So I use my spoolie, which are okay, but there's also these tools that you might see, like the dental sticks, that you can go in. Like right now, you should be doing it only with the lash lift. I mean the lash perm solution, because now I don't want to disrupt where the hairs are setting. But you can brush through this with this, because they are gentler, and you can get in between like thicker hair. So people use the dental sticks as well. Okay. Yeah, it will be on the website, Kelly, the replay. Yeah. I use both Cosmoprof. Okay, Cosmoprof and NSR, you might have a difficulty time trying to find them. Yeah. You're in South Dakota. Yeah, when you said NSR, I figured you're in South Dakota. So Renee's in the US side, so she can always reach out to them to see, well, not Cosmoprof, but most likely NSR. But you could also, Salon Centric, they should be carrying it, or JMT Beauty. You can also order from JMT Beauty. They carry the whole line. Okay, and you can order it online. Lynn, you're in Canada, right? Lynn, I believe you're in Canada, right? I met you at the show. Is that correct? I thought so. Okay, yeah. So you can order from Nails R Us. They carry the whole line. That will be the closest one that carries everything from the makeup to to everything. Yeah. Okay. How do you clean the brushes afterwards? No, they're single use, those ones. The dental sticks are single use, so throw them away. And then your brushes, these ones, because it's silicone, and this one you can disinfect. You must wash it first with soap and water to get all the debris off, all that solution. And then if you are in Canada, you can use the Preempt RTU. If you are in the US, you can use the Rejuvenate, surface cleaner. You don't want to soak these in alcohol or in CS20 HLD5 or HLD8. It will break it down. It's too harsh. Okay. Yeah, your essentials. They don't carry the whole line though, Terry. I don't think they have the makeup line, but depending if what they want, what they want to order, Nails R Us will be the one that carries the whole entire line. Don't get from Amazon, because we don't know how long that product has been on there. So I would suggest you order from a distributor. Bay Area, San Francisco, is that what it is? Let me just remove at the same time as I'm trying to multitask. So dry, dry, dry Q-tip. If there's any doubt of like, or any distributor doesn't currently have it, like you'd love to order locally, but they don't have anything at the moment that you're looking for, JMT Beauty will ship. And then until your distributor brings it on board again, you can start ordering again from your local distributor. Okay. Okay, I'm just removing it dry. Canada, West Coast, or anything that carries a silicone. Our silicone, so West Coast, you can try. So are we talking about BC? You can try West Coast Beauty, Beauty Depot, Purple Beauty. Well, that's not West Coast. Purple Beauty is in Calgary. But I know West Coast Beauty should have it. Give me 1 second. So Pinto, just let me know. So all the people that are inquiring for a distributor, please email at education. I don't want to confuse everybody, so please email education@cbongroup.com. Okay, because we have both Canada and US people here. So please email education@cbongroup.com and we'll help you. Okay, we'll help you with finding the closest distributor to you, just so we're not confusing everybody. Because okay, good, Anik, because there's too many questions about that. We don't want to confuse people in the Canada and the US. Okay, so, but we will provide a distributor for you. Don't worry. Okay. So cleaning it dry, dry, dry. We don't put any water because that can affect. Now, before I do the tinting though, I will run a little bit, very, very little saline solution. Okay. But with my Q-tip, I made sure that there was nothing in that area. So I'm going to take a little bit. Thank you, Anik. Yeah, we got to be able to multitask. That's one thing with this type of like doing a webinar. You got to be able to, multitask. But for me, it's okay. It's enjoyable being able to answer and do the demo at the same time. But thank you. Okay, so I just very little bit. I wet my cotton and just doing the saline. And now we want the drying time before I do the tint. So by the time you prep your tint and so forth, the drying will be okay. And then yes, they do have in Alexander Sex. You're correct. Okay, so, and I believe they do have the brushes too. So I'm going to just dry a little bit. I already know what tinting I want to use. So we're going to do the chestnut. Now, after brow lamination, obviously after a lash lift, after a brow lamination, they will grasp the color much faster. So don't leave it too long. Even though we say 3 minutes after brow lamination, the brow lamination will, because the hair is porous, it will suck it in. So we say up to 3 minutes. So halfway through the timing, check the brow if you're doubting it, if it's your first customer. Don't say, okay, I'm gonna leave it 3 minutes, because most of the time I get calls of people say their customers are upset because it's too dark. We say up to 3 minutes you can leave it, but that varies for light blonde hair, dark hair, meaning that you don't need to leave. Why we say up to 3 minutes is that because you did a brow lamination, you don't need to be leaving it 5-10 minutes long like sometimes you would for somebody who came in just to get a brow tinting. Okay, so because the hair is porous, be very mindful of that. You don't want your customer walking out unhappy. Okay, so I'm going to grab my chestnut. The chestnut is like a mixture of like the brown and the reddish, like that, the chestnut. But if you feel like you wanted to do a little bit more, not too like red, you could always put a little bit of brown in your chestnut as well. For blondes, I use the light brown. For blondes, and the light brown is again pretty dark too, but I use the light brown. And if I want to cool down their brows, I will, give me 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. Thank you. Okay. Oh, that was loud. It just echoes in the room. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but they were like moving stuff in the warehouse and it was so loud here. Okay, so yeah, blondes, if they want to cool it down, I put graphite in it as well. Okay, because your graphite is your cooling down color. It's really, I love using graphite for my blondes. Okay, so I'm going to grab my artist palette, our lovely artist palette that fit in our hand right here like this. Okay, so my hands are free. And I'm going to take my chestnut and I have a 2 centimeter line in there, but I know that for Leslie, I don't really need the full centimeter. There's a line in there. It's hard to tell. So I'm only going to do half of the line. So I'm going to show you. Let me just put it. So just half of the line. Okay. And now I can also take my oxidant, which that's what I'm missing, an oxidant. Give me 1 second because I am missing my oxidant and I'm not quite sure why. Okay, so I had to grab my oxidant. I'm going to use my oxidant cream. You can use liquid, you can use cream, but I just tend to use cream more because I do a lot of bleaching as well and beer tinting. So if it is the oxidant cream, and I only put 1 centimeter instead of 2 centimeters, I'm going to dock it down from 15 drops to 8 drops. Okay. Now it's easy to do equal parts with the oxidant and the cream and the tint, but with liquid it's hard to do equal parts because the liquid just disperses. So that's why we have the breakdown of the ratio. Okay, there are some questions about the ratio where you're adding in graphite. Equal parts. For graphite, I do equal parts. Equal half of the brown, half of the graphite. If you want to go less in the intensity of the graphite, you just go less. Your more ratio will be your brown. Okay. Okay, so let me mix that. Where do you get the holder? This one, for my hand, that's in my hand. Distributor should have it. They should have it. Once again, reach out to me into that email and we can find the closest distributor to you that carries it. But they should have it in this accessory because it's been really popular. Everybody loves it. And your hands are like free when you're doing your work. You can hold on to the brow, taut. Yeah, we love it. It makes you feel like an artist too. So they should have it. It's called the Browista palette. If they don't, reach out and we'll help you with that. Oh, Braze. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard from them in a long time. I'm not quite sure. That's a good question if they're still open. If they are, they probably don't really order much from us. Or the pandemic made them not order. I'm not quite sure. But Braze was that in BC? I'm not quite sure. I can't remember which province they were in. Oh, Vancouver. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. I haven't heard from them much, so I don't really know. Like I said, unless they're ordering way less from us. But I guess you can call them and see. But I would doubt they would have like a good inventory of our product, right? If they've been turn this way. Yeah. I'm going to start with the end first because that's where she has less hair. Now, Leslie would have so benefited from the intense brown, so maybe we might use her in September. Because she could use a little bit of that skin staining. I just like to have my Q-tip so I can. You're welcome. Sorry, I didn't know much about Braze, but like I said, we don't really hear much about them, which usually what happens is that they don't really order that much. And I don't know if the pandemic had affected them, but once again, anything you're struggling with, distributor and so wide and so forth, we will help you just by emailing us. We'll get you the right help. Yeah. So I'm just doing the corner source, as I said, because that's where this side too, she has less hair. There's always one brow that has more hair than the other brow. And that's the great thing about intense browns. You can build a brow. Like build a bear, but you can build a brow. Okay, so
If you build it, they'll come back.
they'll come back. The hairs?
No.
Oh, you mean they'll come back to
Yes.
get the service done? Oh, of course. They'll be wowed
Mm-hmm.
in how the result will look like. Yeah, we should try on. I don't think we've ever tried intense browns, have we?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But they have no red.
They don't. We just would have to not use the primer so that we can keep it a little bit warm. But the transformation would look nice. Okay, so I'm doing the quarter. Thanks. I want to order the kit soon. No worries. Yeah. Okay. Could you mix the intense browns with other colors? No, you cannot. The intense browns is a different system, strictly on its own, and it doesn't. It's not the same technology. It does not penetrate into the hair like this, like the oxidative, because you're using an oxidant. The intense browns is only coating the outer layer of your hair, and like a henna, it does not penetrate. So you cannot mix them. And also the colors, the 4 colors that Intense Browns has, you cannot mix those within each other either. I need to get my Refactor tints when I'm like 18 years. Yeah, it's been a while. I started the company in 2011. I do remember them then, but I don't know what's happened to them now. Okay, you want to order the kit soon? Yes, Nahal, please reach out to me in the email and I will help you. Tint the skin more. Yes, it tints the skin more, but because it's a primer, it makes the color also more intense. So that's why we call it intensifying. So you're getting a more intense brow look. So for people who don't want that intensity, this might not be good for them. But for people who are missing a lot of brow hair and need to build a brow, this is really good for them as well. And the people who love the dramatic look and that skin staining, it's because you're staining skin that it looks more intense, right? Because you get the background on the skin dark, you get the hair dark, so it's more intense. Okay. I'm gonna start putting out the rest of the brow. I just left it a couple of minutes on. If I missed your question, sorry, please ask it again. Hopefully I'm getting everybody's questions. I'm just leaving this to be on for like 3 minutes before I put the beginning of the brow. The beginning of her brow is more dense, like there's more hair. Okay, so I don't want to put it there yet because I want it to be equal. How long does Intense tint the skin? Up to 10 days. Yeah, up to 10 days you can have skin staining. Okay. So I'm just going to connect it now. And I'm just going to like to clean just a little bit around the skin. I like to keep it even. At this point, after brow lamination, it would be good to use protection cream. Okay, so that you can avoid any staining, unnecessary staining. Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying to be even though I'll use the Q-tip afterwards, but I still try to be precise. And always that's a good tip is whatever is left on your brush before you go back inside and get more, clean it off like on the side and grab new so you don't intermix as well. I find you'll have a nice application as well of that. Okay, so let's clean a little bit around this area. Okay, so I'll leave that on for another minute. I'm gonna check and see. Okay, hold on. Ooh. Thank you, Anik. Thank you so much. Please say again what you did. Why did the tail? Sorry, excuse me. Why did the tail end first? Is because
I'm
she had less
bald.
hair. Sorry, she had sparseness and less hair there. So we had to start with the tail end, so it starts to process before the beginning of the brows because we wanted to make also the evenness of the color. If you were to start right away on the beginning of the brow and then the end and then remove the end and then the beginning, it won't be even the color because wherever there's less hair, put the product there first. For Barbados, I can message you, just message me in the email, Sandra, for Barbados, okay? Please, in the education email, and I will let you know. Thank you. How does one become distributor in Botswana? You will have to go to the main email for Europe and contact GW. So you have to go to refactor.at, I believe, and message them through there because you have to go through the manufacturer for that, okay, for Botswana. The aftercare would be the styling gel that they should take home. Yeah, you'll get a recording, Nahal. Is the styling gel, and then afterwards they should take that home and use it every morning with it. But for the first 24 hours, they should avoid water, saunas. Even though we remove just a little, I remove brows dry now. I don't put any water. But they should avoid taking prolonged showers. The humidity can affect the color and the shape. Don't go swimming for the first 24 hours. Don't do any sauna, steams, gym, like sweating. And then don't put any makeup, don't put any oils for the first 24 hours. Okay. The lash, same thing. Lash lifts and lash tints, same thing. $70 to $90 for a lash lift and up to $125. It's the same thing as a brow lamp you would do, the pricing. How would you do the order with a facial that might have an exfoliation? I believe you can, if you're going to be using any steaming, even during the full exfoliation, you can't do any of the service. The steaming will affect it. So I would do this when the mask is on. Once again, if you're going to put a steam while the mask is on, then it won't work. You need to do it when there's no steaming process. So wherever that fits for you, wherever that process fits for you, right? When you're doing a facial. Otherwise, I always say when you have a mask on, it's so easy to leave the brows free and work with the brows. Okay. Give me one moment. There's questions. Terry, yeah, she's in South Africa, Botswana, Terry. Can you do the lash tint and curl too during a facial? Sure. Just the lash curl or lift take a little bit longer. So depending on what step you would do it, if a mask, you only want it on for 15 minutes, you wouldn't want to do a lash curl during a mask because that might be too long. So maybe you might want to start a lift and then maybe put the mask on during, you'll have to work the timing. The only thing I can say is do not do it when there is the steamer because it will affect your solutions and so forth. Okay. Can we do the facial before tint? Yeah, you can do it before tint. It's if you want to cut time and not having to add it afterwards, you can do it during the mask. Facial during mask portion as well. Yeah, you can do the brow lamination as well. So cool. Okay, so we can start. I'm just going a little bit just to see, but we can start checking the brow now. You know when I said if you're doubting it, remove it halfway through the timing. All you had to do is just grab a dry Q-tip and just remove it like that just to see the timing. Okay. Now for her, it's a little bit too much, a little bit too warm, but look how nice, turn this way, sorry. Look how nice it turned out. We could have added a little bit warm. You will be coloring your hair next week, you said, right? She will be coloring her hair next week, so it will blend better, but it's a little too warm now. I would have put brown in it, but it looks really nice. The graphite color is stunning on its own.
Oh, graphite.
Did I say graphite again?
You did.
Oh my goodness, the chestnut. Thank you, Leslie. I don't know why I keep on saying graphite. I think I love graphite way too much. I think I have a relationship with graphite. Sorry. So if you're doing a mask and the mask is going to be on for 15 minutes, you are okay to do the brow lamination. If you feel that your brow lamination is going to take a little too long and you got to remove the mask, then you would do the mask first, then the brow lamination. You could always test it out and see how it works in your timing. Otherwise, it is doable during the mask timing. A relationship with graphite. I do. I don't know why. At the beginning, I never used it, and now I love it. Okay, so I'm just removing the corners first, just to make sure that they took well. And the rest of the brow, I can remove it because I know she has like fuller brows, but it turned out really good. We'll do a little bit of the cleaning afterwards. So I'm going to remove the rest. Okay. And like I said, I like to remove dry. I feel like it maintains the integrity of the color better. But if you feel like you had unnecessary staining, you can use a little bit of water. If it was on the skin, you can use tint remover. But this turned out really nice. You got brows, Leslie. Woohoo!
I can show my expressions again. Terrify my husband.
Oh man. Okay, so we cleaned that up. If the brows feel sensitive during the wiping, yes. Anik wants me to ask you if your brows feel sensitive with me wiping it with a Q-tip. How does it feel? Be honest.
They feel perfectly fine.
Okay, she said they feel perfectly fine. Okay. Now at this moment, if you had to do any cleaning, like shaping, you would do it. Okay. You know what I forgot to do? A before picture because your brows turned out really nice. They turned out really like the shape with the brow lamination because this is the first time we've done a brow lamination on you. And it turned out really good. Guys, I keep on forgetting doing before pictures, so don't forget to do your before pictures and after pictures. It builds your credentials. It builds what type of work you can do, and it's great for advertising. So don't pull what I pull, and I always forget. Okay. Oh, this is a no. I never had. Oh, this is a no. What's a no? Oh, sorry. Can you ask Leslie if? Sorry, Belinda. I didn't. That's true. I can't take a replay, Hanmeek. That's so true. Can you? Melinda, sorry, I don't understand your. Oh, this is a no. I don't know what you mean by that. Sorry. If you want to let me know, I might have missed something.
I will deliver to Barbados.
You will deliver to Barbados? Will you
Yes.
deliver yourself to Barbados?
Well, I'll take product to Barbados. And
Oh, look at that. And you'll spend some time there on
Mhm.
the beach with your brand new brows. Okay, so there's no like I'm see how like there's a little bit of tint. I'm just making sure, sorry, that there is no more left on there. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of my cotton with some water to remove that on the corner that I don't want that staining. Barbados delivery. Yes, we do. On our website. We do have it. Love it. Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, they turned out really nice. You see how thick they look now? They were nothing like that before. So the brow lamination is amazing for thinner brows. I'm just using just a little bit of water in the corners because I don't want that staining there.
I was an embarrassment before now.
No, see, brow lamination is good for you. I'm surprised we never used you for brow lam.
I am too. I just don't know why I was always overlooked.
Oh, you're too funny. You kill me. Okay. So There it is. So if you had to do any tweezing, you would do it now. But that's like, let's do the side. This brow has a little bit more hair, so I think I might do a little bit cleaning just to match the other side. Okay, but that's how, oh, it went a little blurry. Did it go blurry? Yeah, so that's how I would do it. Let's see any questions. I'm glad I have a video of what not to do. Hold on, am I missing something? Sorry, guys. I'm missing all of your. Okay, let's go rewind. Okay, you can take a screenshot. Yes, this looks too bad. This looks too bad. Love it. Thank you. Do you have the training? Yes, Barbados Livery. We got that. Thanks. I'm glad I have a video of what not to do. All right, Melinda, was there some stuff that you felt that you were doing wrong? Sorry, it went blurry. There we go. Was there some stuff that you felt that you were doing wrong that you want me to repeat? Maybe you will, but can you have her look on the center to the camera before she goes, if that makes sense? Or you want her to get up in front of the camera? I'll have to reposition the camera, but we can try that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So it turned out really good. So let me see if I can get her to do that. Let me put the styling gel though. Let's not forget the Aftercare. I'm gonna get a disposable spoolie because I don't want to cross-contaminate.
This is quite a lively group you've got.
I know. It was all I'm missing part of the chat of what happened. Okay. Let me just do a little quick cleanup on that corner just so that it looks a little bit.
Yes, I haven't done anything to my brows in years.
Just a little bit.
Wax-wise.
Wax-wise, so this might a little bit, you might be like, Chrissy.
Should I scream out in pain just for effect?
For the camera.
Ah!
But yeah, you'd want to do the shaping afterwards. So I just want to do a little bit of a cleanup so it doesn't look, it matches the other side. Let me just do this little corner right here, this hair. And we're good. And we'll get her to stand up.
I have to stand up.
Yeah,
I'm really comfortable.
Standing ovation. You had a request so they can see you in the front of the camera. Your brows. Sorry, Leslie. Your break's over. Okay. So maybe mapping to how someone has uneven brows. Yep. Brow mapping is an amazing thing. Thank you guys. Okay, so let me get her to get up. I'm going to move the camera out of her way this way. And then so we don't. Okay, so maybe if you sit there, let's sit. Oh, if you stand, they are pretty.
Some might be going,
Well, we might have to.
The grandchildren may have something to say about it.
No, because your hair, you didn't remember how you did last time the red?
Yes.
It was like rich the red. Sorry, I'm gonna do this for now. Okay, so you can just see. Okay. So they are a little bit warmer now, but we can cool them down with some brown, but she is gonna be coloring her hair reddish. So you might need to come closer to the camera.
Which way am I?
Right here. This
Am
camera.
I here?
Is that the lighting is a little bit bad? Oh, there we go. Turn left to right. Like, well, don't lift your brows up like that. Don't lift. The lighting is really bad, but turn so they can see like all the hairs that are separated and relaxed and upwards. Okay. So I'm gonna put the camera so that sorry. So that's okay. You can wax afterwards. Yes, you can. The volume is not working. No, my volume's on. But you wax at the end. Way at the end you do the waxing because you don't want to irritate the skin. The skin will have open pores. And then you can irritate it if you wax before. If you wax before, then you do the brow lamination, and then you do the tinting. Your customer skin may feel raw and be really red. But can you guys hear me? Because apparently somebody said the volume. So just let me know if you guys can hear me. If you have any other questions, I can spend this time to answer them. I will take an after picture though of your brows because the brow lamination turned out really nice. So because they're a little bit red, I'm just softening them a little bit with just very little water. And now it looks even more softer, the red. There we go. So there's always a way to fix it. So don't worry. But that's where you'll have to learn with your coloring. There we go. Softer now. There we go. Okay. So thank you so much for your time. If you have any other questions, no certificates for these webinars, Katie. So for this demonstration, any products you want to purchase, please reach out to education. I can give you everything you need to know of what to purchase. Give me 1 second. Put it in again. Maybe if you follow our Instagram accounts, I can answer you there if you remember. But there's no certificates for these webinars. If someone is light blonde, did I answer that question? It would be the light brown. Is there like a chart? We do have a color chart. It's online. You can get that as well. And if you have a material paper, what would you show? We do have online a color chart that has little swatches, like little colored swatches to see what the brows can look like when you blend colors. So hopefully I was able to answer everybody's questions. If there's any more questions right now, I can answer one last one, although we did go over the 1:30. The time was, if you have any more questions that you might think of afterwards, please email education@CBN Group. You will get a thank you email at the end of this, and you will be able to download the recording and watch it. Okay? So I know someone's trying to type, so before I leave, I want to see, I don't want to cut them off, but we will be ending, I will be ending it. But see how thick they are with the brow lamp? Sorry, you can take it off. I went for the, but you will be going like fresh red, right?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
Soon.
Okay. I was like, okay. So if someone is, oh wait, people were typing. I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you so much. Sorry, people, I didn't scroll down. Okay, awesome. Well, this one will be recorded. Didn't get a chance. Yes, we answered that. Sorry, guys. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, if I miss anything, thank you, Sabita. If I missed anything, please email me and I will answer you. Okay, thank you. Have a great afternoon. Bye.
Do you want a picture before?